Oops. Come here. Let me fix your foot. Let me fix your foot. Let me fix your foot. Okay, let's go. Forgot the retractables. At the end of my 30-foot leash is my little friend. Get that. He's at the end of that motherfucker. I don't care. This side. This side. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, friend. What's happening? 1 million in the building. First in the house. We're out for our morning walk. We came to meet the people, but we didn't get the memo. They must have went to a different park. Around. Other way. Go around. Think about it. Think about it. Rarely does he get on the wrong side of a pole. That was kind of funny to me. Look at him. He's rolling in duck poop or something. Come on. Come on. You little brat. You little brat. Get up. Now he found something stinky to roll in. I wonder what it was. Probably duck poop or something right there. Son of a gun. Well, I guess we're going to the dog store to get some washing today. Little brat. He does that when we're on the rail trail and we get near the duck poop. He wants to roll in the duck poop all the time. I don't know what his deal is. It must smell like perfume to him. Hey, Sean Baker, what's happening? Welcome to our walk this morning. We're just out doing our thing. This is what we do, walking and talking. We used to walk and no talk, and it was just silent live streams. But I finally learned English, and now I'll talk to. Now we talk too. On Sunday mornings, there's a group of people that come and walk their dogs, but they're not here this morning. I'm bumming. We've been gone because we were at dog shows, and maybe they're at a different park today, but we'll still do our walk. There's people here that maybe why they didn't come. Hey. Because there's people camping way over there. They're working on the bean harvest. They must be, come on, contract labor. that drives the tractors. Come on around. Go around. Go around. Other way. There you go. Go around. Go around. Wow, that's wild. He got caught up twice around something today now. That's 2 times in one day. That's amazing. He's smarter than that. He must be having an off day. There's harvester people over staying in the park, so maybe that's why the dog walking people didn't stay, because on Sunday mornings they come down and walk the dogs off leash. And that's what we were signed up for. Not signed up for, but that's what we hopped out of bed 7:15, late, of course, trying to get here on time. And there's nobody here, but that's okay. We'll get our walk in. Hey, Dr. Stella. Yeah, that's the 30-foot leash. I forgot my retractable today, and I want to give him some room. Actually, I want to let him off leash, but there's a bunch of folks camping over there, and they got dogs outside, so he can't be. He'll run over there and try to make friends, I like when the other dogs are here. That way, when he's off leash, they keep him in line, because the other dogs stay close to their owners. Toby wants to explore. This is the 30-foot leash. I got another leash too. It's a 25-footer. And this is the kind of walk that we use them on. They're training leads when you want to teach them to come or to go or whatever, stay and come to you, all kinds of stuff, whatever. I use them for big walks like this. He gets a lot of freedom. Plus, I don't have my retractable with me, like I said. But my retractable isn't this long, so he'll enjoy it. It's not that heavy. And he usually doesn't get tangled up in it or anything. It's pretty strong. Oh, I appreciate that, Dr. Stella. Dr. Stella says, just make sure you don't strain your knees too much. The knees are screaming already this morning, but we're okay. It's by choice. They haven't been replaced yet. We're waiting to be a certain age. That's where the new animal control facilities is going to be, on the other side of those fences. This is the new animal park. They just moved it from the other side of the park. It was at that far end. Now they moved it up here close. I swear, no matter how long the lead is, Toby's at the end of it. Look at that. He's got it pulled tight. He's that far and pulling that hard. He's got it pulled tight. He wants to go and explore. He's already been in those people's backyard, so he knows what's back. He wants to go. Oh, he's got his eyes. He thinks he sees a rabbit or so. Oh, it's a squirrel. It's a squirrel. Haha. He was trying to sneak up on it. How's everybody's morning? Yeah, he's got all kinds of energy. Dr. Still, how's your day today? I'm guessing it's 7 and 7 is 14, 2, 3 o'clock there. Holy, it's 3 o'clock already? No. Yeah, 3 o'clock. I just climbed out of bed 20 minutes ago. No, 30 minutes ago. We were rushing to get here. Toby wants to climb that tree, get that squirrel. Come on. I don't know why you're all tied up, twisted up. 0 millions. I saw a heart, so we must still be here. We did a quick reset. He's hunting up something. There must have been some rabbits there overnight. He's looking for the spot. He's got it narrowed down. Oh, it must have been some duck poop. Toby, get out of there. You know what's going to have to happen. He's going to have a bath today. Come on, bad boy. That kid. That kid. Oh, my goodness. He's killing me. Oh, I appreciate you coming back, Dr. Stella. I sure appreciate it. I believe I had connectivity issues over here before. I'm at the edge of town. But this Verizon, for the Verizon for being the biggest carrier around here, they're not really all that. Right here in town, when I'm in town at the house, I only get a couple of bars, and I'm right downtown. Crazy. I've called them on it too a couple of times. They just getting away with a weak signal probably. Oh, look at that. Look at that. This is the old... Come here, Toby. Come. When I was a little kid, I keep talking these little kid stories. We came to this park to play, and my grandparents and parents did barbecue. And these, look at that. There's one of the original toys that was here 50 years ago when I was a little guy. The little horse on a spring. I remember that one. It looks like the rest of them were here too, and they're gone. Huh. Okay, come on, Toby. Come on, little buddy. That'd be a cool thing to have. Back in the scrap pile. Played on that when I was little. I always wonder where all the stuff goes that disappears out of the parks. I got Toby over here where he can pick up some ticks and fleas. Come on, little buddy. Come on. Run, 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 run. Run, 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 run. Hey, Morty Smith, what's happening? What's the other name? Max Chicago. How's it going, Max Chicago? We're neighbors. I'm just across the lake on you. And over a bit, over here in Michigan. You can tell by we're in the Midwest, the flora. Look, we've got the birds practicing for their trip down south. The Bears, oh boy. Has the NFL season? No. What is this? October? Are they going already? I haven't watched football. Well, we watch the Super Bowl, try to every year. But we don't watch it that much. Boy's gonna wander everywhere. He's found another thing, something to roll in probably. Something to eat. Hey, leave it. Come on, little buddy. Good, leave it. This is a nice big empty field. There's the grandstands, and this is where they have the demolition derbies and the figure eights and the little car races that they have during the county fairs. This used to be a great big, uh, all this open area. The outside it was a horse track that went all the way around, and they had horse racing here, and dirt track car racing way back in the day. Now, no. Morty Smith says his two favorite teams are the Chicago Bears and the number two, anyone that plays the Packers. Ha 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 ha. That's funny. The Bears are 2-2, and you're in a bye week, huh? I don't. What's my Detroit Tigers doing? My hometown Tigers. I don't claim them or anything because I don't support them. I used to think that the team philosophy was just win enough games to sell some season tickets. Which was around here anywhere near 500 or just below. But since the lady Ford took over, she's really turned them around. I don't know what kind of record they have, but I know they were winning. Morty Smith says Detroit Lions are number one in the NFC North right now at 3-1. Holy smokes! Those aren't the Detroit Lions from when I was growing up. Look, trust me. This is the new Detroit Lions. Winning record. They used to start out like gangbusters. They'd win a few games and then they'd lose a whole bunch, and then they'd come back and like they were making a run at the playoffs just to geek up the crowd to buy more season tickets, and then they'd lose. It was the same thing every year. When we were kids in high school, our sports teams, we went down to Lions games all the time every year. Big busloads of kids. Come on. We went to the Pontiac Silverdome, and have been to the Ford Field. The last time I was at the Ford Field was probably 15 years ago, maybe 12 years ago. Hey, come on. Come on. He don't listen. I had a friend that had season tickets for probably a decade. And, no, boy. Hey. They tell us in class that when your dog doesn't listen to just go grab him. But I walked so far away from him. Come on. Come on before a dog catcher sees you. Animal control is on the other side of that. My bad. Grace Maku, happy Sunday to you. Happy Sunday. Here he comes. Come on, buddy. Come on. Come on. Yes. Why are you going so far? Soaking wet. Soaking wet puppy from the dew on the ground. Come on, buddy. Come on. I like to see him running around like Bushka. Did you guys ever go to Bushka's channel? Booshka. He's a beautiful Malinois, and I believe they're in Ireland. And him and his daddy, they take all kinds of walks through forests and rivers and all kinds of cool places. And he's always off leash. Really cool dog, and he's super high energy. Malinois, beautiful dog, and he follows his owner's commands like snap, snap, snap. It's all how you train him. I'm not much of a dog trainer. In a critical situation, I believe he would come when he's told. In the house, he follows all the rules and all the commands, but when we get outside, he don't want to listen. Dare say he's got woman hearing. He only hears what he wants to hear. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Toby, come back. Come on, Bubba. Come on, Bubba. He's so much fun. I recommend dogs to everybody. If you can keep a dog where you're at, get you a dog. Last night we were walking. Get you a dog from anywhere. Save you a dog. There's a lot of stray dogs out there. There's a lot of dogs at the dog pound and at the dog shelter. We come across the people last night. We were walking down the sidewalk, and there was something white out in front of a house, and it was little tiny. I thought it was a possum. It was right at dusk, so I put my flashlight on it from down the block, to see what it was, and we didn't want to walk up on it if it was a possum or a skunk or something. And it turned out it was this little Chihuahua mix, and his owner was sitting on the porch, and they had just recently adopted him from the dog pound over here. And the dog was blind and deaf. And oh my gosh, I wanted to cry so bad. Those people are heroes. Those people are real heroes. They went and adopted that dog, that blind and deaf dog, out of the... Hey, come here. I better put him on his lead. He's getting crazy. They went and adopted that dog. Come here. Hey, come. Let's put the test to him. They went and adopted that dog out of the dog pound, knowing how sick and hurt it was. Come here. Right here. Those people are angels. It was all I could do to keep it together. I was really moved. I was really, really moved. Those people are angels for adopting that dog and giving that dog a great life at the end of life, They said that nobody knew how old it was. It's really old. It was moving funny. You know what I mean? That's why I thought it was a possum, because it was moving so funny. But no, it was a dog. It was a dog. Yeah, it takes special people to take care of a dog like that. Morty Smith says his blue-nosed pit bull would stay right next to his side no matter where they walked. But the Rottweiler is definitely much more, let's just say, spirited. Yeah. Every dog's different. Like, the dog before this was my daughter's dog, and he was a Frisbee dog. He was half Aussie Shepherd and half Border Collie. Toby's all Border Collie. And that dog could jump this high off the ground. I'm not bullshitting you. His whole body flying through the air like that, catching the Frisbees, catching the balls. And we walked in the mornings also, him and I. And, in the wintertime, it's darker in the morning early. And we would play in the dark. And he would catch the Frisbee and find the ball in the dark. It was just the greatest thing. Pitch black out. I'd fling the Frisbee as hard as I could. And you could hear by his dog tags where he was, because the dog tags going ching, 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 ching. And then all of a sudden you'd hear the dog tags jingling as he ran out, and then you wouldn't hear him. And that's when he was in the air. And then you'd hear him again when he hit the ground and kept running and ran back to you. That's how you knew where he was, because it was in the dark. But it was so cool. You knew when there was no sound, that's when he was flying. He was a heck of a dog. We got run over. One morning walking. Him and I walked 3 to 5 miles every day. And once a month we did an 8-mile tour of the city where we walked. There's 4 bridges in town, and we'd walk from the house to the farthest bridge and cross it, and then walk on the other side of the river all the way out to the mouth of the river where the last bridge is, and we called it walking the bridges. And we'd make a half circle around town, 8 miles. That dog was something else. He didn't have no fur on his paws or on the back of his paws. And he never wanted to stop. He was a really good dog. Listened really good, too. Morty says he's not even joking. People used to pay him to train their dog. Never had any difficulties, but Rottweilers are my problem. Or in my opinion, probably one of the hardest to train. Why do you think they're so hard to train, Morty? It's because they're such strong dogs. They're thinking that you can't teach me nothing because I'm the boss. There's some pretty big Rottweilers out there. So you train dogs too then. That's pretty cool. I'm no dog trainer. I'm no dog handler. We've got he's got I show him in the show ring at the AKC. I think we're going to start doing the CKC too. There's a lady at one of my training classes, and she keeps telling me, come try the CKC. It's not as strict as far as like you don't have to wear a suit and all that. Well, you don't have to wear a suit at the AKC, but everybody's got one. All the men got one on, so. But she said the CKC is not as strict that way. It's more about the dog than the handler. So we might give that a shot. Toby had last weekend, he got 1 point on Saturday at a show. And then 3 weeks before that, he had a 4-point weekend in 3 of the 4 days he scored points. But on Sunday, no deal. That's like this last show. On Sunday, no deal. Saturday, we were one of the first breeds in the ring, so hadn't been very many dogs there, so there wasn't much scent. It was outside in the wet grass, 8 a.m. Saturday morning. So there wasn't very much scent on the ground. But come Sunday morning, after there'd been hundreds of dogs run through that ring, excuse me, there was all kinds of scent on the ground. And the minute we stepped across the ring gate, I knew we weren't winning nothing, because his nose went right to the ground and he stopped in his tracks, and I had to drag, and we were supposed to be first in line in the positioning, and he stopped dead in his tracks and held up everything, and I had to drag him in, literally drag him. He had his nose to the ground like that. I had to drag him into where we were supposed to be standing, and then I couldn't get him to stand upright worth a dang, and he kept his nose down. And I tried. I was trying to get him to stand up straight, and then finally the judge said, "Sir, are you ready?" And I knew it was over. He galloped. You know how people have seen dog shows. When it's time to run around, go all the way around, or go do a back and forth or something, they're supposed to trot just right. Well, my boy went into gallops and hops and skips. And so did the dog that won it the day before, won his breed. So the third place dog from Saturday won the breed on Sunday. He didn't have a problem with all that scent. I never saw him sniffing the ground. Toby, on the other hand, horn dog. He has to find all the females. How many dogs do you have, Morty? Toby's my only boy right now. We are looking. It's a money thing. You know, everything's about money. If there was money, we would probably already have our foundational girl dogs, because I think we're going to have some puppies. That's what we're going to do into retirement. I keep saying we. That's what I'm going to do with my boy Toby. He's 3 years old. There's people looking at him to breed. I need to find some money and then get some girl dogs and do my own thing. There's a place down in Texas that their show dogs start at $7,000. They're pretty expensive. That's with breeding rights, full rights. Morty says his blue nose no longer is, unfortunately, is no longer with him. Mastiff. Does that Mastiff eat a lot? Like Toby eats Oh, go. We got the refresh on. Sorry about it, folks. I'm so busy looking down. I didn't see the message. Too bad they don't have something on this side that you can see when you're not broadcasting. You know, when I'm at home, like putting on the garden cam or something, where I'm using the phone and the laptop. I can see when the phone stops. I can see when the phone stops buffering. But when you're on your mobile and you're out and about, you can't see that it's buffering unless somebody tells you, you know. And then you got to be looking at the chat. For some reason, I can't look at the chat and walk and talk at the same time. This is a nice park. I like it here. It's really peaceful. You don't come across very many people here either. Now, back to when I was a teenager, back in the 70s, the teens and the 20-somethings, they would bring all their cars out here and they'd line up and park along on that next road over right there. And there'd be cars from one side all the way down to the end. And they'd sit here. It was an open air drug market. And they'd sell their drugs and people would be playing frisbee. The hippies would be out here playing frisbee and smoking pot. That was back in the 70s. And then they cleaned it up. There was another park like that. There was 2 other parks in town like that too. In the late 70s, they cleaned them up. They what did they do? They blocked off entrances so that there was only one way in and one way out. And that pretty much ended it because it was the cruising culture, they called it. Where the kids would cruise their hot rods up and down. And it put an end to all that. Plus the police come chase everybody out all the time. This is where I learned to drive. My mom brought me out here on these little streets here. Come on, Toby. Come on, Toby. We're not going in there. There's a dog in the dog park, and Toby wants to go over there, but I'm not going to let him. We don't go in the dog parks. Yeah, this is where I learned to drive. My mom had a 1971, I think it was, Ford LTD, and it was canary yellow, four-door, and it had those like silk nylon feeling seats where you slide around. Yeah, those were the days. And remember I told you that the teenagers and the younger grown people would hang out here lined up along here. This was the street where they'd line up along with their cars. And my mom, we'd come out and we'd do laps in her car, with me driving. And as we were driving through here, people would be yelling out my name, people from high school that I knew, and it was funny as heck. Hey. I was so embarrassed riding around. They knew what was going on. They were laughing and yelling. It was fun. Those were the days. Those were the days. You just sold your 1985 Ford LTD? Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, Mom had a 71 canary yellow. I had the 351. Whichever engine was the one to have, the Cleveland or the Muncie, or I believe is what they were. But she had the one that they make the race car engines out of back then. And there was a guy, there was a local guy, race car. He had a tow truck business and salvage yard. And he knew she had that car, and he was always asking her, hey, whenever you get rid of that car, you make sure you call me. Whenever you get rid of that car, you make sure you call me. And then the day he died, she called him, and he came running. He came fast. He came and picked it up. That was a great car. But that's what and it was canary yellow. Boy, you could see it coming with the black Landau top on it, the vinyl top, 4-door. Those were the days. Those seats, they felt like silk, you know what I mean? Those nylon. felt like grandma's curtains, or the fabric on grandma's couch. It was green interior, green seats with black carpet. I remember it like it was yesterday. You hit 8-cylinder V8. I bet you that moved. Oh, you wasn't born yet, huh? That car died in my mom's 1971. It died from Michiganitis, the rust. The rust got the frame. I believe it died in 1981. It wasn't that old, but back that metal rusted fast here in Michigan because they use the salt on the roads in the wintertime. I remember the car she had before that. It was like a 1964, 65 Pontiac Bonneville, 4-door with big wings in the back. The big fins. That was a fun car. It was huge, like the cars you see on that movie Dragnet, the old reruns. We're gonna make another lap, Tobe. Another half lap. That was a half a lap. We'll make another one. Just because we're walking good. 1978 K5 Blazer. That's your baby. Yeah, those are nice. I've got a neighbor that's got I'm thinking late 80s K5 or whatever they were, whatever they called them then. Probably like right at the end of production one. It's a nice buggy, no rust or anything. I think my most favorite car that I had was my first one. I had a 72 Camaro. And it was looked like Jim Rockford's Camaro or Firebird from the Rockford Files. It was that dark brown, dookie brown. And it was super rusty. The quarter panels just flapped in the breeze. I sold it for $500 because I had gotten something else and I wasn't going to rebuild it. Back then, they were you just threw them away because they rusted out and you just threw them away. That car today in the shape that I sold it for $500, that car today is $10,000 vehicle, all rusted out like that. What a dumbass. I should have just stuck it in the garage and forgot about it. You had an 85 Cavalier and an 85 Caprice Classic. I had a Cavalier. I'm trying to think of what year it was. I think it was the 82. It was a little two-door. I believe it was an 82. And it was a 3-speed. And I got it when I was like 21 years old. Look at that boy. He said he's laying down. That was a fun car. I made a lot of. It was the car I got when I started traveling for work, and I got paid. I got paid by the mile, on top of my daily work. But they paid me to drive back and forth to work. I think it was like 17 cents or something like that back then. Now we get. I think we get like 60-some cents a mile now. I made 2 trips to the office last week, or one last week and one the week before. That's 80-some miles each way. It's all right to go to the office. That vehicle I drive now, most of the miles on it. There was years that all the miles on it were paid miles from some company, one company or another. all the jobs I work, they pay you for your drive time if you got when you got to drive. I had an assignment once where the hotel was 80 miles, like I am right now. When I was in Hobbs, New Mexico, I had assignments over in Carlsbad. I was working in Lovington and Carlsbad, and Lovington was, I don't know, 25 miles up the road, but Carlsbad was, I think, 80 miles each way across the desert. But every one of those miles was paid. For years, I did that out that way. Wow. Morty says he bought that 1978 K5 as his first vehicle for $2,000, and now it's worth 35 to 60. I believe it. I believe it. Oh, you had the two-door convertible? Mine was just the two-door hard top with the 3-speed. And I remember, I thought I was doing really good with stick shift because my mom, down here, after we drove that LTD, she had after that she had a Nissan, no, a little Datsun station wagon, 4-door Datsun station wagon, stick shift. And she brought me down here to learn how to drive that too, so I could drive a stick. But I had never driven a stick uphill, and I went up to Traverse City one weekend and to go stay at a friend's house. But you had to climb this really big hill on the north end of town to get to it. I almost didn't make it. It was hilarious. I was so embarrassed. The traffic was going around me. I was going backwards. I didn't know how to work that stick going up a steep hill. You were born in 1990? I think one of my kids was born in 1990. 1990. Come on. Let's go. Toby's had enough this morning. Usually he doesn't ever want to stop moving. That's why we get our 3 miles in when we're walking through the neighborhoods. 3 to 5. 3 to 5 every morning. He's the only reason I'm walking every morning. Otherwise, I'd just be a slug. Get up and roll on, jump on the computer and just start working. I work from home. Your mom had a station wagon too. When I was a little kid, Dad's second wife had a lot of kids, so he had I remember they always had station wagons when we'd go to visit with Dad. And we're talking early to mid 1970s, and they had the big giant Vista cruisers like on National Lampoon's Vacation, but they were even bigger before that, and with the third seats that faced backwards. Let me get you untangled, Toby. I can remember traveling around the country in those, looking backwards. Big station wagons piled in. 8 kids. I remember the second stepmom had 5 kids with her. She had more kids than that, but she had 5 kids with her when she was married to my dad. And then you add me and my sister, that's 7. So it was 7 kids, not 8. Piled in the station wagon, traveling, going on summer vacations in the 1970s. Those were the days. When my kids were growing and we went on vacation, I had hold on, Tobe. I had what was it? 87 Chevy Suburban 4-door 4x4. I drove that for 10 years. That was a great truck. I tell you, I've never been stuck in that truck in those 10 years. Never one time. It was just a monster beast. It was just the half-ton regular regular Suburban, nothing special, but it was just a monster 4x4 with a 350. I took that. I invent. I always tell the kids I invented with the TVs in the cars. Excuse me. When my kids were little and we went on vacation or traveled around to visit people, uh, I took a full. I put a what do they call those? The power converters. I had a good power converter and I kept that in that car, in that Suburban, and we would take a big 19-inch regular TV and a full size VCR, and I'd put it on the seat on the one because they had folding seats, and I'd put it on the folding seat side that was just the one seat, and strap it down with bungee cords, and that my kids spent hours wherever we traveled, watching kid movies on the full size regular TV and full size VCR. Yeah, we invented that mobile entertainment. Those were the days. My kids remember that stuff. They laugh. Traveling with full TV playing. There's a nice collie over there. Toby's probably met the collie, but we don't go in the dog parks because one of the agreement papers we had to sign with one of our dog schools is that we don't go in dog parks because of the people don't clean up. There's lots of sickness and disease in the dog parks. People don't always clean up after their animals, and people bring their animals down that are sick and don't have shots, things like that. So we stay out of them. I'd like to send him in there to play, but he has been in there. The one time I did let him in there, the next day he had to have a exam at the veterinary clinic for his Therapy Dog International certification, and if he couldn't I could get certification signed until he tested clear, and they said, oh, that's just it's just a short-living parasite. He'll probably test clear the next day or the 2 days after, And sure enough, I had taken him to the dog park. The one and only time I took him in that dog park there. The next day he tests positive. Pissed me off because it cost me twice as much. Morty says he's never been stuck in his Blazer. It has a 454 big block with all high performance parts. Yeah, those Chevy Suburbans and Blazers, man, those are great. When I was a kid, we would ooh and ah over the International Harvester Broncos, or what were they? They weren't Broncos. What were they called back then? It was shaped a Bronco. I can't remember, but we oohed and ahhed over that. And then the Blaze. This is what we drive now. I like the shape of that. That's got that same shape as the Suburban and the Blazer. Come on, Tobe, let's go sit down. I drive old. That Explorer's got 317,000 miles on it. 317,000. I had it serviced at the dealership for years and years and years. Even when it was in the 200,000s, it still went to the dealership. So it runs really good. Hey, where are you going? I'm coming to sit down. 317,000 miles. I keep telling everybody it's a 500,000-mile car, even though those aren't made to go that far. I got one of those ones that was built right. It's a Ford Explorer 2010. Oh, that's fine, Morty. Sunday mornings, I usually don't even broadcast on Sunday mornings because I don't get much of a crowd. Everybody's off to church. My main crowd is these wonderful ladies from Kenya. And I don't get many people in the chat. Like a dozen or less, but they're all really good friends, all content creators. Hey, Mary's Gigs, how's it going? We're out here Sunday morning. We've already made a couple laps around the county fairgrounds. This is where we come to ride our bike. I ride the bike, and there's a spring that comes off the side that hooks to Toby's harness, hooks to a harness, and he runs alongside, of course. This is where we come for that, but we didn't come to do that today. We haven't done that since first week of September because we had to stop because of the rains. But we were coming every morning. He put on quite a bit of muscle with the bike rides. It was great. It made all the difference in the world. We're going to get back to it. I also have a treadmill for him, and so he won't miss his workouts during the winter. We're just relaxing, trying to cool off. It's I think it might be 60 degrees by now. I think it was about 55, 58 when we got here, somewhere around there. Since the sun come up, I know it's warmed up. Look at Toby. No matter how long the lead is, he's at the end of it. If it's the 4-foot lead, he's at the end. If it's the 6-foot, if it's the 17-foot, this is the 30-foot lead, and he's at the. We got another one of these. It's 25-foot. They're just training leads. Leading with the dog over there. How's Florida today, Mary? We're in the same time zone. It's I'm sure it's warmer than it is here. It's a gorgeous morning though, let me tell you. Is it 80 degrees yet? It's almost 9 o'clock. Leaves are falling. And I know you know this picture, Mary. Leaves on the ground. Everything turning brown and red, yellow. Yeah, this is a good spot here. Very peaceful. And not too far from here is a really busy state highway. I would say quarter mile, if that. But it's really quiet back here. We've got enough greenery in between. Yeah, walking the sidewalks and kicking the leaves in the fall. Very nostalgic, the fall for me here. I always enjoyed when I was a little kid. I always enjoyed the winter here. Love the snow. Love to play in the snow. We were always sledding and ice skating, having a good time. That was another thing. Mom always made sure we had, no matter how poor we were, we had a telephone, cable TV, membership to the YMCA, and some ice skates. I can remember not having warm coats, but I had ice skates. It's funny, we always had sleds too. Michigan's a good time. Spring, summer, winter, and fall. Right now, there's crazy fishing going on the west side of the state. The salmon. The salmon are running up the rivers. The dams are clogged full of salmon. Then after that, the steelhead will be coming through, and the perch. There's a lot of good fishing, and the deer hunting starting. Um, they're probably what is this, October? They're probably they're already bow hunting, I think, here. I'm not sure. I don't follow it that closely. I used to bow hunt when I was a young fella. I used to rifle hunt the deer too. 30s. I think the last time I went was late 30s, like 39, 40 years old. I'll just go to the meat market and get some beef. That deer don't taste all that good to me. You don't like the cold, Mary? Yeah, 80 plus with humidity can feel like 100 here. I like mid 70s, upper 60s, mid 70s. I don't want to be outside sweating even when I'm walking or riding a bike. When it gets up into the 90s, I just stay inside. And I had a job when I was in New Mexico, down in the southeast quarter of New Mexico. And when it wasn't 103 degrees out, it was 104. And at that job, I went from the motel to the courthouse to the restaurant back. You know what I mean? Stayed inside the whole time. Uh, and when I went walking, there was a park right next to the hotel. When I went walking at night, and there was a rail trail across the street also. I remember now, but I went at nighttime. I would wait till after the sun went down before I'd leave the hotel to go walking. Or I was out there so long, I even bought a bicycle. I was bike riding out there and everything. I almost caught the longest staying guest there. I was there 3 years. He was there like 3 years and a couple of months. There was a hotel in Kentucky that I was when I worked there and stayed there. It was a newer hotel. I was the longest staying guest when I left there, and I had been there like 14 or 15 months. The hotel in Hobbs, I was there 30 months, or 30 months, 31 months, something like that. 3 years, almost exactly 3 years in that hotel. Oh, you like working in the rain or in the heat, Mary? I can't take it. When I was a young guy, I could take the heat. I could take anything. There was no stopping me. You know what I mean? Uh, I'd run for miles and miles and miles, no food. For when I was on the wrestling team as a kid, um, we'd go days just eating crackers and ice cubes. I had stamina like that. I could go for all week without eating like that, um, and still work out. But now as an old guy, I can't take that heat. I can't even be out cutting the grass when it's 90 degrees out. Yeah, Morty. Mary's got a really neat channel. She's a good person to uh, go and visit with. She does um, deliveries, DoorDash, all kinds of deliveries from the department stores too, and all kinds of stuff. And she drives around Florida and talks to has a very lively live stream every day. There's Every time I stop in there, there's probably at least 15 to 20 people in there, and it gets even more. And I believe that's 7 days a week, isn't it, Mary? And she's also, like she said, her cats Howard and Wesley, they've got their own channel too, with content. She's down in Florida in the beautiful sun. Are there beaches nearby? 6 days now, huh? Look at Toby. Scratch away. I put a flea collar on him, even though I use that heart guard, or not heart guard, next guard. Is that what it's called? Where the drops between the shoulder blades. I had to put a flea collar on him because he had a couple of fleas he was scratching. I'm like, what the heck? It never occurred to me that he'd have a flea because I use that next guard, or whatever it's called, the one that you drop, the drops between the shoulder blades. Expensive as heck. But he digs holes in the yard and lays in the holes. And I think he's laying right on the fleas and overwhelming. Plus he gets so many baths. I bathe him every week. Maybe I'm washing that stuff off of him. But I stuck a flea collar on him a couple of days ago because I found him with a flea. Yeah. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, are you kidding me? A flea on you? I think I would have a flea before he would. That's what I was thinking anyway. But no. I think it's because he gets bathed. I bathe him every Monday because I go to my Tuesday class. Come on. Come on. Where are you going? Think about it. Look what he did. This was the third time today. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's thinking. That's the third time today he's went the wrong way around something. But anyhow, our Tuesday night class, he has to be looking his best for the teacher insists that the dogs are clean and perfectly groomed for that class. So I bathe him every Monday, sometimes on a Sunday night. I bathe him every Monday, and I try to wash his legs every day. Sometimes it's every other day. Come on, buddy. Rub some dirt on it. That's funny. Yeah, now it's in his head. What did I give him? I also give him. It was 2 days ago. I ran to the Myers, and I got some of that Cap Star or something like that. It's called. It's a pill that you give them, and within 30 minutes, the fleas that are on them fall off and die. And it was like $36, I think. Close to $40 for 6 tablets of that, and it only lasts 24 hours. But then the stuff next to it was, it said it lasted months, and it was like $70. But I didn't want to. The vet tried to sell us that stuff before that. Give him the pill, and it keeps him off them for a month at a time. But man, I would think a pill, really. Let me see. I would think that wouldn't be good for I wouldn't take a pill like that. Why would I give it to my dog? But I broke down and gave him the pill the other day, and he slept. I didn't hear him scratching, didn't see him scratching all night. He slept fine. I give him a one pill and then put a cheap $6 flea collar on him. They got flea collars that are $60. I said, no way. Then they had whoa. What the heck was that? There was just a big boom. Even look at Toby. Huh. Never heard that before. Yeah, they got super expensive dog collars or flea collars. They all say 4 months on them. Then they had not generic. What do you call it? It wasn't chemicals. It was just like eucalyptus oil or something like that, mint oil, all natural ones. But I read the reviews on that real quick, and it said that they don't work. Whoa! You got to have chemicals to keep the pests off. You got to have real chemicals. You can't be playing. Yeah, definitely. Toby's in charge. What's that stuff called, Barry? I wonder. We use the one called, I think it's called NexGuard, something like that. Is he getting the zoomies? I think it's called NexGuard that we put between the shoulder blades, and it only lasts 30 days. And it's expensive as heck. It's like 20. I think there's $20 a application. It cost me for 6 months. The 3-month one was more expensive, so I bought the 6-month, and it was at the not PetSmart, at the Pet Supplies Plus. I believe it was just under $110 before tax for 6 doses. But I think we're going to get something different next time. I got to talk to the vet. I'll ask the groomer also. The groomer lady's doing a hell of a job with this boy. She's got him looking like $1 million. The special from last weekend, the girl dog, she was extremely beatable on Saturday. And she was definitely beatable on Sunday because the other class dog beat her. If Toby would have ran right on Sunday, I'm thinking he probably would have beat her. And the class dog, look, he's hunting down a squirrel. Oh, mercy, boy. Come on, little buddy. Oh, we made it to 10 likes. 10 thumbs up. We're moving right along today. Look at him. That's so funny. He was pumping to drag me across the ground. Yeah, he's a good-looking boy. And he's getting better now that he lost his weight. He lost all that baby fat. And I got him at the right groomer right now. He moves really well outside the ring. When we get in the ring, he wants to goof off. He knows he's there for something special, and he knows that everybody's looking at him. And I think he just likes to clown. So funny. Coming to find out, the previous groomer had been trimming his hair. And you're not supposed to, these guys aren't supposed to have their hair trimmed other than on their face and on their paws. And he had trimmed the feathers on his front legs. And he trimmed it, there's a word for the hair that hangs on his belly too. But his hair's growing back now. He's looking really good. I like the way the hair hangs on his belly, hangs straight down. It's really cool. You can kind of see it from here. All right, Mary, thanks for coming by. Have a good sleep. We're about ready to pack it up and head for home. Got to get some breakfast. Neither one of us have eaten. It's already 9 a.m. Morty says, I'm going to sleep. Blessings, everyone. Take care of your human, Toby. Hey, take it easy, Morty. Thanks for coming by again. I see you already had a blue jacket, so that means that you've been here before. I know I've seen you in the streets. Take it easy. You're always welcome back. You take it easy too, Mary. Thanks for coming by. Isn't that a scene? Look at that. Too bad he's got to have the dang. Sit, Toby. Sit, Bubba. Sit. Oh, he don't want to. Look at the sunlight through the trees. Doesn't that look cool? I could be a postcard or something, or one of those backgrounds for typing religious in the front of it. A message. Wash your feet. Cleanliness is next to godliness. Let's see if we give it a little bit of sunlight on one side, what it looks like. A little peek around the corner. There's a little bit of a breeze blowing. You can see the leaves moving, and it's really like it's a really cool breeze with a little bit of humidity in it. It's not a crisp air. It's a little bit of wet, feeling heavy air, you know. I'm thinking the humidity is probably 60, 70%. Yeah, what a beautiful day out. This boy wrapping himself. Look at Dr. Stella. This is how they live in the USA. Mobile homes and travel trailers. No, these people are here for the bean harvest is going on right now. They're harvesting crops all over, and these people travel from state to state, area to area, doing harvesting and planting. Pretty cool. Really cool. $2 million in the building. Well, folks, we're about ready to head out here. We're going to head for the house, get something to eat. I want to thank everybody for coming by and visiting. I surely appreciate it. Give me someone to talk to. Toby's a fine companion, but he doesn't talk back. Thanks, everyone, for coming by. And as always, we will see you on the streets, and we will see you next time. Take it easy, Dr. Stella. And my people in the bush, have a good day. Bye-bye. We'll give you the... See you next time.